Guess what? I came all the way from my country without using any motorized transport. So no planes, no trains, no motorbikes, no cars. How do you think I got here to India? Well, I just bicycled into Darjeeling, which is a bit more chaotic than I was expecting. I knew it would be touristy, but it's just a small mountain town with narrow roads and way too much traffic for the roads that is built. It's pretty beautiful when you take the traffic away. I guess there's a beautiful view of the mountains when the clouds are gone over there. We'll see. Might just hang out here one day. It's a bit too much of a mess for me, really. I need to get some internet though and do some uploading of videos, but that's about it. And then I'll move on, head into Nepal. A bit more peaceful, I think. I'm currently in Darjeeling, which is an old hill station, lots of tea. You might know it's famous for the tea that's grown here. I actually used to serve it at a tea house in the Rockies. I have a view of the third largest mountain in the world, Kachenjunga. I think I pronounced that wrong. So, yeah, I'm just here for 1 night, 2 nights, and then I'm going to be bicycling into Nepal. And I have to bicycle almost, I think, 2/3 of the way across the country to Pokhara, where I'm going to meet my sister in 2 weeks. And she'll be around for, I think, a week to 10 days. And then I'll be probably staying put in that area, trying to figure out what my next moves are. Possibly learning how to paraglide so I can paraglide across the Himalayas, although I don't think that's going to happen. It's been a long-term dream, but it's probably going to be a bit too expensive to make that happen. We'll see. But my main concern, my main issue moving forward after Nepal, I have more time on my visa in India. I was given a 1-year visa in India. I'll get 3 months on arrival in Nepal. But I'm gonna I'm gonna spend that time doing a lot of research and figuring out how I can move on beyond India. Because right now the borders are all very challenging. I could go into Tibet if I could pay for a guide to escort me the whole time. That's gonna be way too expensive. I can go into Pakistan, but then going into Iran as a Canadian is pretty much impossible unless you pay for a guide to accompany you. That route is out of the question. I could potentially go Pakistan to China, but then even that region of China that borders Pakistan and the north there, they sort of have security restrictions because they're doing some unfortunate things with the people in that area. My main sort of goal right now is to try and find a sailboat to get across from India, across the Indian Ocean or the Arabian Sea to Africa. So ideally I could find a small seaworthy sailboat that I could sail maybe to the Seychelles and then Madagascar and eventually Africa, possibly all the way around Africa, maybe over to South America or to Europe. I'm not sure. It depends on the boat, depends on the timing, many things. Right now I don't have a boat, so I don't want to get too far ahead of myself on that. So if you know anybody with a boat in India or anybody with a boat for sale in India, something cheap, small, seaworthy, send them my way. Otherwise, really my options leaving India are very few. They don't have a good relationship with China right now. If I can't find a sailboat and the border situations don't change, I may have to bicycle back into Myanmar, back through Thailand, Laos, and then I could go into China and then up to Mongolia, through Russia, over to Europe. It'd be a lot of cycling, and my butt would hate me for that. My butt's feeling pretty good right now. I think the cool weather has been good for everything, my skin, my energy levels. It's just, it feels good. And the fresh air of the mountains, I think, is also really good. But anyways, that's where I'm at right now, trying to figure all that stuff out. And happy to be in the Himalayas, at least the foothills of the Himalayas. and looking forward to going into Nepal. Here, spent the day yesterday roaming around, went to some tea estates, sampled some tasty tea. It was once a very nice place, but now it's overcrowded, polluted, dirty, way too many tourists. The fact that the infrastructure is all falling apart and it's a mess, I'd say it's also very corrupt, unfortunately. I also went to the zoo yesterday because I had to go through the zoo to get to the Himalayan Mountaineering Institute, which was a real shame. The zoo was absolutely depressing.
Hello?
That's the third highest peak in the world over there, Kanchenjunga, and that's Darjeeling in front here. And now I'm just riding out of here. Remember, drive carefully to live joyfully. Well, it got warm fast in the morning when I was climbing out of Darjeeling, but then it got cold again when the clouds came. And I'm pretty chilly. I had to put back my sweater and my coat, stop for breakfast. Left Darjeeling, left Goom. Had quite a bit of climbing too, but now I'm on the downhill, so that's why it's getting cold again. And it's through these beautiful forests. I think it's some sort of Japanese pine or spruce. Some big trees though. My thoughts on going downhill on a bicycle, fully loaded bicycle. As you can see, I have 2 panniers, this rear bag, just this small front bag. Doesn't look like a lot, but it actually weighs a lot because I have cameras and batteries and drones and stuff like that. It would be ideal, especially in the wet conditions, if I had disc brakes, but instead I have these cantilever brakes, which, you know, they work, but not so well when they're wet. It's hard to brake, it's hard to stop this thing, especially on a very steep hill. Going down a road like this, it's not too much of a problem. This is steep, but it gets steeper and it's not wet, so it's okay. Going downhill, yeah, you just gotta watch out, especially when the road's not always consistently paved and traffic tends to cut corners, especially here in India. They're just a bit suicidal. It gets pretty crazy. Usually people honk, so you know when they're coming. Sometimes they honk way too much. Sometimes just enough. On a really tight corner, they'll honk. Let's go downhill. I'm in Darjeeling, by the way. Cloudy. That's why I'm bundled up, because it's quite cold when the sun isn't out. Now you may have noticed a lot of the roads around here have these little rocks. I'm guessing somebody's hand laid these rocks. They're all over the roads here. I think it's for traction when it's wet or frosty. Makes for a bumpy ride a lot of the time. Sometimes you can ride between the rocks, but not always. Yeah, well, it's okay. There's just endless amounts of these ridiculous signs on this road, and they're always in English. I think I've seen one maybe that was in Nepali or Bengali, but they're all in English. And most of the people here can't speak English or read English. Like, I would say 70% of the people driving can't. So all these wonderful jokes are lost on them. And also the reminder to be safe, because they drive like lunatics here. Lunatics. Right along the border with Nepal and India here. Lots of tea. Just another roadside bazaar. Well, I just had a lovely stay at Bikash Rai's place here in the town that I don't actually know the name of. Beautiful little homestay surrounded by tea estates, and he's got tons of plants, all sorts of succulents from all over the world, just beautiful stuff. And I went to pay and he wouldn't accept my money, which is amazing. So I got a lovely stay, lovely food, lovely family, and he's on his way to Afghanistan soon to fight for the UN. Sorry, not to fight for the UN, but to guard the UN in Kabul. Pretty cool. Smells really good in here.
योहरुको त आउँदैन नि यो त 50 वटा रोपे नि एउटा आउँछ नि यो नयाँ त्यो त्यसकै आउँदैन हरिया आउँछ पुरा अर्को भएर आउँदैछ हो चेन्ज कलर चेन्ज गरेर त्यसले डाक्कै हो
म पनि अहिले दोकानको काम गर्दैछु नि त हो
New fruit. Don't know what this is. Looks like a giant lemon. Sort of smells like a giant lemon too. Pretty tough though, heavy. Grows in like sort of a smaller shrubby bush type thing. I'll show you what it looks like inside. You can see it sort of looks like a lemon on the inside, except with a very big rind. But you can eat this. You don't need to eat the middle part, it's very sour, but you can eat this. I think I'll eat the whole thing. It's supposed to be really good for your stomach, clear out any worms or anything that you may have. So I don't know if I have any, but I guess I'll find out. It's good stuff. That part's very sour, like a lemon, very similar. But the white part, it's got a bit of a sweet taste to it. I don't know how I would compare it to anything. It's not very strong in flavor, a bit bland. Texture of like a potato, but not starchy, not as starchy, sort of a bit more sweetness to it. It's tasty. I'm just here in the foothills of the Himalayas, riding out of Darjeeling. I'm in here in Mirik now. You can see, very beautiful. That horse is just hollering out because its other horse was getting harassed by some dogs. You can see him looking. He's looking over there. Wonder if he's saying, "Don't harass my buddy," or if he's saying, "Hey buddy, are you okay? Just kick them." They look so cute and adorable, but you get too close, they'll attack. Can't trust monkeys. Definitely can't trust monkeys. Down, down, down I go. It's getting hot as I drop down here. And oranges are being sold everywhere. Hello. How's it going? Road. Hello. That's a lot of wood you have there. Hello. Well, I'm back down in the hot area here. I just waited like an hour to finally get a meal. They seem to have to cook everything from scratch. So I'm back and well fueled now. Yeah, I'm just taking a shortcut so I avoid the traffic through some tea estates and hopefully gonna get to where the border with Nepal is and avoid all of Siliguri mess. Yeah, here I am. Here I am. Here I am. Just got onto the highway from the side road. There's a big commotion here because there's an elephant over there. Back there over in the trees. I don't know if you can see it.
Coming, sir. Hello.
It's okay. It's okay. This is fine. These folks are more interested by me than they are the elephant, it seems. I know I'm stranger than the elephant, aren't I? Really weird. I probably smell worse too right now.
48 49 50 आयो